After back-to-back launches of waterfront properties that Emaar has been bringing for quite some time, we finally have something that's not waterfront. And I know it might seem boring, but personally, I think this is the best launch that's going to come in phase 2. We'll be having one beds with spectacular views. We'll be having a plot that's right next to the school and a new district of amenities. Now, before we go into the project itself, for people who don't know about Rashid Yachts Marina, let me give you a quick overview. Now, Rashid Yachts and Marina is Emaar's biggest waterfront community, worth over 25 billion dirhams and spanning over 6.8 million square feet. And this is being developed by Emaar in partnership with P&O Marinas. Not just that, Rashid Yachts and Marina will also be having Port Rashid, which has been the leading cruise terminal for 14 consecutive years. And speaking about proximity, Rashid Yachts and Marina is just 15 to 20 minutes away from downtown and Dubai Creek Harbour, almost 15 minutes away from DXB International Airport and 10 minutes away from World Trade Center. So the proximity here is very good. Now coming back to the community, you'll be having a private beach here spanning almost 135,000 square feet with a private beach club. Now you move on further, you even have for the boaters out there, there is 430 wet berths that can even accompany like long yachts, 100 meters almost. And if you move on further, for the nature lovers out there, you'll be having 6 district parks here and Dubai's longest swimmable canal. So everything interconnected. If we go on further, we have the promenades with the shops, cafes, F&B and even a marina. And for the touristic people out there, we'll be having museums, theaters, founders house, everything within the community. Now let's move on to the community itself and check out the master plan. If you check here, this was phase 1 of Rashid Yachts and Marina, which had total 11 buildings. This was phase 2, 6 buildings, all waterfront. And if you check the last launch right here, Baystar by Vida is branded waterfront and premium. But one of the main issues in all of these waterfront properties was that one beds always got the back view. So one beds was literally discriminated in sorts. And now with Sera, they've actually solved it because now one beds will actually be getting all the views, including the premium views. This is a plot of Sera 1 and Sera 2. Now the main selling point of Sera 1 and Sera 2 is not that, it's the closest plot to the school that's coming up right here. It's not that, but it's mainly the new district of amenities that's coming up there, where we'll be having leisure pools, lap pools, kids play areas, parkour cubes, table tennis, and so much more coming up there. And it spans over 12,600 square meters. So it's literally a huge district of amenities that's coming up. The residents of Sera will be having direct access to these amenities and views that are actually better than waterfront because you'll not be looking at just plain water but beautiful amenities. Another thing that actually sells me on Sera is that if you check here, this is phase 1 and the main amenity that we had here was the longest canal in Dubai. If you check phase 2, apart from the promenade and the waterfront views and this museum, there was no much amenities. So people here would actually move to nearby Sera to get and enjoy the water gardens. Because who wouldn't want to live in an apartment which has direct access to 12,600 square meters of amenities and overlooking them? So that is a main selling point of Sera. We've already seen the location, the plots and the amenities. Now let's actually move on to the location of the apartments within the building. If you see here, this is where the water gardens, the amenities will be coming in. And we have one beds actually directly facing the amenities, which is after a long time. And we even have one beds facing backside as well as a sideways. Now here Emaar will also be giving amenities. We'll be having the basketball court, paddle courts and again pools over here as well. Now if I have to explain you about the views, this is Sera 2 and this is Sera 1. The front view here obviously is the district of amenities, the water gardens. But if you look at the back view of Sera 2, we are actually looking over Cruise Terminal 3 of Port Rashid, which in itself you'll be able to see the cruise ships and even the terminal. And I think if you want to get into a lower price point, then this view is actually very good because you'll be looking at the cruise ships and on higher floor, maybe a bit of the sea view because Cruise Terminal 3 doesn't have many floors. It's like 2 or 3. So that is why you'll be getting good views at high floors of Sera 2. Now Sera 1 and Sera 2 will be low-rise apartments, maximum 6-7 floors, and the availability here is 1, 2 and 3 bedroom apartments and 3 bedroom townhouses literally on the front of the building. So you have spectacular views of the district of amenities, the water gardens basically. One beds start at 2.1 million, and the sizes you get 758 square feet. 2 beds here start at 3.4 million with almost 1200 square feet. 3 beds at 4.5 million, 1660 square feet, and 3 bed townhouses starting at 7.3 million with 2550 square feet average size. Now 3 bed townhouses, there's only 8 units available, so it's actually very limited. Now coming to the payment plan, we have the Emaar's 80/20 payment plan where you basically pay almost 20% every year, and we have the handover in November 2029, which is quite a bit of wait, but it's worth it for what the community is going to be. On the positive side, Emaar has been handing over projects 6 months earlier than the handover date, so you might actually see the handover of Sera way before November 2029. Now the bookings of Sera start on 27th August. So if you want a deeper views analysis, which building is going to get which view, and apart from that, floor plans to avoid and floor plans to absolutely go for, and what's going to come next in Rashid Yachts and Marina, or just a price per square feet and breakdown of Maritime City versus Rashid Yachts and Marina and Dubai Islands, which one's better, then this is my number given below. Hit me up and we can discuss everything regarding this. That's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one.